Hello, hello, hello. Ladies and gentlemen, this is another edition of Talk with TB. When you think anything cannot get any more intense than what it already is, it's very intense between Vince Russo. As if you haven't heard or haven't looked on WrestlingBio.com or any other website, website. Well, TNA is officially done with Spike. So the reason why I got Smith Hart into this little area here, into the camera, is simply the reason of his tweets towards Vince Russo. We all know that WCW ended. We all know that WCW ended. And Vince Russo was a very big part of it. And another reason why WCW ended. And Smith Hart sends out this tweet saying, "Congratulations, you not only murdered my brother, but successfully killed 2 wrestling companies." Now, if you could just imagine, if Vince Russo actually read that and his reaction on his face, it would be priceless. If you could just imagine Vince Russo just reacting from that tweet by Smith Hart. And for those of you who do not know Smith Hart, he is the oldest he's the eldest of 12 children from Stu Hart, the legendary Stu Hart and Helen Hart. He is the older brother of Bret and Owen, as most of you know. He was a wrestler also. So, Smith Hart sends out this tweet, and I'm going to just read it again. "Congratulations, not only you murdered my brother, but you successfully killed 2 wrestling companies." Now, just imagine the reaction on the face of Vince Russo, the reaction on the face of any fan that has that knows what I'm talking about, what Smith Hart's talking about, any fan that know that Vince Russo is a part of the operations backstage. You know, he was a part of the operations for WWE, WCW. Not only that he was a part of the storyline of the character of, well, let me just say this. Smith Hart is blaming Vince Russo for the death of Owen Hart. I truly don't know. If you're saying this and another person saying that, theories of the death of Owen Hart, I personally gotta say, until you saw what happened, until you know what happened, do not agree with the person that seems like he's telling the truth. You never know if Vince Russo was a part of that. You never know if Vince Russo is truly the reason why Owen Hart died in the ring. Fell 75 foot from the ceiling of the arena, the Missouri, Kansas City, Missouri, the city, I don't know. You never truly know until you saw it. So if you think anything could not get any more intense, this was intense. That tweet right there ended it all. Because TNA is no longer a part of Spike. TNA is going to end, and I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming. TNA is done. WCW been done for 13 years now. And Owen Smith says because of Vince Russo, two wrestling companies that were full of talent, full of great talent, died. Two wrestling companies. Now I'm kind of upset I'm really upset that the fact that TNA is done. It seems like it's no longer is going to end up like WCW. Now, TNA had talent. I've been watching TNA for the past 5 weeks because it's my summer. I've been watching it for the past 5 weeks. And I've seen new talent that really, TNA got the best talent, got a better talent than WWE. I mean, just admit it, okay? They got better high flyers, they got better technical wrestlers, got actual wrestlers, not just entertainers, They got wrestlers. They got talented wrestlers. WWE is nothing but star power, more distribution, more, more money, more experience of the company just being alive. It's global. It's international. It's all over the world. And TNA, I knew this day was coming. TNA is all about the talent. TNA, I saw it coming. I saw it coming. And now, this tweet to Vince Russo, to me, it shook the wrestling world. Because, just think about it. Smith Hart, Smith Hart came straight at Vince Russo. He came straight at him, blaming him. And we all know, for people who really know wrestling, who at least, was born, was alive at the time, or at least just watched so much wrestling to know that information that Vince Russo was a part of the writing, a part of the storylines, Now, for those, everybody know, for those who watch wrestling and loves the crap out of wrestling, we all know that Vince Russo is one of the most hated, the most despised men in the company. In any wrestling company, to ever be known in any wrestling company, in any wrestling corporation. Now, thing is, Vince Russo, I don't know what Vince Russo is going to do. I don't know how Vince Russo is going to react, when he's going to react. It's crazy. And I wouldn't want to be Vince Russo after that tweet. I wouldn't want to be Vince Russo at all. Because many people feel the same way just as Smith Hart does. They felt like Vince Russo killed Owen Hart. Vince Russo has killed two wrestling companies such as WCW and TNA. So Smith Hart had the guts to tweet that. Tweet that so everybody could see. And tweet what he felt. Tweet tweet what other people didn't have the balls to tweet. Well, I don't know what Vince Russo is going to do, because I don't know what to say about that, but that thing is intense. It's controversial. I mean, this guy, Vince Russo, is the most controversial person, figure of the business outside of the ring and during the backstage operations. You know, he's a very controversial figure of wrestling. So, yeah. I don't know what to say about Vince Russo, but Vince Russo, I think, and I personally have nothing against Vince Russo, because until you've seen it, until you saw what happened, until you witnessed what happened, or until you go back to see the day-to-day backstage operations, the writing, the storylines that Vince Russo created, you never know. You never know. Only God knows. So, I don't know what to say, but I just wanted to bring this topic up because this is very intense. It could be true. It probably can't. Probably half of it is not true. Probably all of it is true. I don't know. None of it? I don't think none of it. I don't think none of it is a lie. It's got to be half of it because Vince Russo. Oh, excuse me. Because Vince Russo, I mean, he's the most despised man. Just think about it. The most despised man outside of the ring doing the day-to-day operations. You know, just writing the storylines, man. But other than that, I just wanted to bring that topic up. Tell y'all about that. Because I looked it up on WrestlingBio.com and man, I can only feel sorry for Vince Russo. I can only feel sorry for him after that tweet. Because that would have hurt me. To just know that somebody think I am a murderer of wrestling, of something now international, something global. You know, something that has impact on many people's lives. Wrestling has grew since the 80s. You know, wrestling has, even before the 80s, it was a global phenomenon as well. You know, going to its amateur days, and when it was unscripted, and when it was when it didn't have gimmicks at all. It was a global phenomenon. Yeah. It was a global phenomenon. But that's what I wanted to bring up. This is that cuts it. That cuts the Talk with TB edition. That's what I wanted to bring up. That's what I wanted to inform you on. And kaboosh. Kaboosh, kaboosh, kaboosh. Kaboosh, 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 kaboosh. Kaboosh!